Hi everybody, and welcome back to a special edition of Random Nonsense.
I'm Nat.
I'm Dawn.
And I'm the special edition Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Hi. Welcome to the show, Maria.
Hello, everyone.
Now, all of you out there probably wondering, why is Maria on the show? Well, we've decided to do a little bit of a special edition today. As you know from our last episode, Natalie moved to Arizona and went on the road, and Maria went along with her. And,
just for the drive.
Right.
I didn't want to travel alone.
That's a great friend.
That was my plan. I was going to travel by myself.
Well, you know, most men would say that the road is no place for two women. And most women wouldn't even attempt it. How do you two ladies feel about that?
I didn't really think it was such a big deal. I just didn't want her to do it alone.
I didn't think it was a big deal either.
No.
We had fun. I think it was, everybody made it out to be such a daunting thing. That
Right.
was going to be, you can't
That
do
I
this.
kind of was a little apprehensive at first. And I'm going, what the hell am I doing? You know, it's going to be fine. We're going to be in a car. We're just driving a bigger car.
Right. It was two women in a 16-foot truck trailing a car, and
we couldn't back up.
And the thing that everybody kept saying was, don't get yourself in a situation where you're going to have to back up. So we were very conscious about that. And they were saying, you know, be careful when you make turns. You have to make wider turns. You have to make up for the 16-foot truck as well as the, 6, 8, 10, 12 feet of the car.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know,
And she reminded me all the time about that. You did.
You say that with a little consternation in your voice.
No consternation.
Nag.
Just, you know. No, you had to because I have ADD. It was very good. It was a good reminder.
We all have ADD, Maria.
Yes, we do.
It's okay.
Yeah. So, all in all, I think that it was much better than, not that I had expected or anticipated. It was just, it was good. It was great.
You know what? I didn't expect such a long, boring road for most of the way. I don't know what I expected. I didn't think that there was going to be towns right there on the interstate.
I know.
But I expected something else.
Right.
Well, it sounds like it was fun, even though it was boring.
Oh, we had a blast.
Smoking one cigarette after another.
We were chain smoking.
Like truckers, right?
It's true. But we didn't do the coffee thing as much as I thought we would. I thought we were going to stop more for coffee, but we really didn't.
No.
It's like once we got on the road, that was it.
No, you had the Red Bull, remember?
Oh,
Red Bull.
Red Bull was good. It didn't get me hypey or jumpy or anything, but, you know, when we started, Maria's like, okay, I think we need to put like a minimum of 12 hours a day in for driving. I'm like, ew. I was thinking more like 2. Because I get very sleepy, you know, when I drive. And Maria's
she was like, after the first day, she was great.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the first day. You know, you got out of New York.
Well, getting out of New York was kind of, that's the one thing I was...
We missed the Throgs thing. It's right off the
It's right there.
We had to call Frank.
Much to our chagrin, or his chagrin.
Chagrin, yes.
Yeah, it was funny.
It's a new random word, chagrin.
We did. We missed it. I'm like, was that it? And then we were like remembering, oh my God, the truck. Oh my God, the car. How are we going to go? Are we going to be able to turn off? Are we going to be able to turn around? Are we going to be able to do this without screwing up the car and jackknifing or something, you know? So, we found it.
You figured it out.
We got back on our way. And, but I think that was the one thing that was a little daunting to me, was getting out of New York. Because with the bridge and all of that city traffic and everything, that's what I was a little concerned about. And then once we got out, where did we go first? We went right into Jersey for just a few...
Right, and then Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania was a nice... It was a long ride.
Pennsylvania. And I realized, boy, this girl never got out of New York.
I didn't.
We always went on family
so
drives and everything,
flat,
you know.
Pennsylvania, right?
No, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Oh,
there's like certain mountains and
yeah,
there is. And it's the greenery. I mean, because we had so much rain, everything was ultra green.
Yeah. I don't like long drives personally, and I don't really pay attention, you know, when I'm out there on the road and stuff like that. So I mean, if you absorbed the whole scenery and stuff like that.
Well, I observe certain things and absorb certain things.
You're absorbent.
I drove the first day. I drove out of New York.
Right.
And so she was a passenger for probably the first 4 or 5.
Oh, no, longer than that.
Really? Did I do
because we left like 4:30 in the morning. We left 5, somewhere around there.
5:30.
Well, I know every time I talked to you, Maria was driving.
And We stopped for lunch at Applebee's, remember, in Ohio.
Was that the first one? That was the first day?
That was the first day, remember?
Mm-hmm.
My almost heart attack.
Yeah. That's a story in itself, and I want to tell it. Can I tell it? Okay.
So how did you feel when you were finally getting into Arizona?
We were, wait a minute, that's like day 3. Don't you want to know about day 1, 2, and stuff?
Oh, well, it wasn't kind of like the same.
No.
Okay. So
Oh my
tell us
God,
about day
every
2.
day was good. No, day 1 was day 1 was day 1.
Day 1 I remember. Day 2 and 3, I remember day 3 at night when we were in New Mexico. Day 3?
Yes.
And we stopped earlier that day. I never made it to my sister-in-law's house.
Right.
Because we decided to take the southern route as opposed to...
that was day 3.
Right, that was
day
it.
3.
So I remember day 3 somewhat. Day 2 is...
Well, day 2 was the day you had your heartburn attack.
No, that was day 1.
No, it was not.
Day 1. That was day 1.
You had Applebee's on your day 1. I remember that.
Day 1.
We went to Walmart on day 1?
Yes.
Okay, so day 1, we're in Ohio, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're in Ohio. We stop off at Applebee's for lunch. It was about 12:30. We stop off at Applebee's for lunch. I had something, I don't remember what I had. And you had a burger with shrimp and this sauce on it. And you said it was delicious, right?
It was good.
It was delicious. So then we decided, there was a Walmart across the street, so we thought, let's go walk off lunch in Walmart. So we walked off lunch, spent a little money, and got back in the truck. And Maria drove at that point.
Right, I took over.
I guess I did drive till lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did. I drove till lunch. So then Maria took over, and she's driving, and all of a sudden...
Not all of a sudden.
Yes.
I started to burp.
Well, that's what I was just going to say.
Oh.
All of a sudden, we start hearing this... and I'm like, she goes, ugh, I got heartburn. And I went, I was like, Maria? And then all of a sudden, after about 45 minutes, it was, and I'm like, Maria, are you okay? Oh, it hurts so bad. And she's grabbing her, and she's driving, and she's grabbing her chest. And I am not exaggerating.
And they weren't smelling terrific.
Oh my God, they were stinky, and I'm thinking, Maria, sounds like that don't come out of a lady. This is what I'm thinking about. So then again, and I'm not kidding. And Lisa described it perfectly. It was the sound of a seal barking.
Exactly.
And
it hurt.
And it hurt, and she was in a lot of pain. And then, I kept saying, Maria, are you okay? And she's like, no, it really hurts. And then she starts telling me, she goes, my arm is numb and it's tingling. And I'm thinking, she goes, I think I'm dying. And I'm like, you what?
Behind the wheel.
She thinks she's dying, and she's driving. So I'm like, do you want me to drive? No, let's just go a little bit further. Let's go a little bit further. I think I'll be okay. Then she continues to this burping, and I start getting nervous. And then her arm is tingling. Then she thinks she's having a heart attack. So I'm like, let's just get off the road, right? Stop me if I'm wrong. Let's just.
You are wrong. You're telling the story all wrong, but that's okay.
Tell it then. I'm done. I'm done. Go ahead.
I did keep burping, as she said, and it hurt like a son of a gun. And Natalie said, let's stop and get some Pepsid or something. So that's what we did. So I took it. We get back on the road, and it's still hurting. But I haven't told her about my arm yet, because in my head, I'm like, am I having a heart attack? Is this a heart attack? Let me try to remember what my brother said about having a heart attack. So finally, she had asked me after about another 15 to 20 minutes, are you okay? And I said, no, I'm not okay. And right then I pulled over to the side of the road, and Natalie turned as white as a ghost.
She gets out of the truck. I get out of the truck. And she's getting out of the truck on the highway side, so I'm worried about her getting hit by a car. She comes across to the passenger side, and she's leaning against the car, and she's like rubbing her arm, and she's in so much pain. And I'm thinking, I said, Maria, do you want me to call 911? Or she says, can we find a hospital or something like that? Maybe the nearest hospital. And here I am thinking, and I'm worried about her, and I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to tell Frank? How am I going to tell Frank that he needs to come to Ohio, that his wife just had a heart attack? Frank was already worried about us as it is. Oh my God. Anyway, the Pepsid ended up kicking in.
Right. So I said, let's go a little further. Every time we saw a hospital sign, no, it feels better. So then finally it just went away. I'll never have that hamburger again at Applebee's.
Yes.
Everything turned out.
But also, can I say one more thing in day 1? Where were we when you massacred the bird?
Oh, Pennsylvania was the first.
Pennsylvania. She hit a bird. Actually, a bird hit us. The birds kept flying into the truck. So Pennsylvania, she's one less bird in Pennsylvania.
Well, this is quite a trip, ladies. I think that we should tell our viewers, though, about the sandstorm, because if anybody decides to make this trip with your inspiration.
Well, that's day 3.
That was day 3.
Day 2 is July 4th.
Right.
No, we had 10 minutes.
Okay, we're going to go quickly.
No, day 3 was July 4th. We were at the in New Mexico.
That's
remember?
right. Okay, so day 2 really wasn't much. There wasn't anything
No, there wasn't anything to speak of, or that I even remember.
except for she took out another bird.
Well, and except that you didn't like.
I'm driving my life away.